Hello and welcome everyone to the amazing Supercharge your Google Workspace with Gemini webinar. We are so thrilled to have you here today with us. My name is Brenda, who will be your host for today's webinar from G-AsiaPacific, a Google's premier partner. For this webinar, we are going to talk about how Gemini is going to elevate your productivity, your collaboration, and also your creativity within Google Workspace. We are also going to have a live demo on how we are going to showcase you on how to use Gemini in your Google Workspace. And at the end of this webinar, we are going to have a quiz. So make sure that you are focused and stand a chance to win a Grab voucher worth RM100 after you answer the quiz later on. So, without wasting our time, let us start with what is Gemini for Google Workspace. So, nowadays, AI is a hot topic. So, I'm pretty sure that most of you guys have been using ChatGPT to do your work, right? So similar to that, in Google Workspace, we have an AI known as Gemini. So Gemini is using the machine learning and also cloud computing technology to help you create contents. Gemini is integrated into each of your Google Workspace apps, such as your Google Docs, your Google Slides, your Google Sheets, Gmail, and also your Google Meet. Okay, so next we are going to talk about what are the key features of Gemini. First is generative text. So what is it about generative text is that Gemini helps you to create new sentences, help you to translate languages, and also it is able to help you summarize your documents or your email. Then it can also help you to retrieve information. It can help you to find documents in your Gmail or in your Google Workspace. I mean, in your Google Drive. Yes. And other than that, it can also help you to analyze your data. For example, you have a table which lays out the amount of sales generated in a year. Then you can ask Gemini to analyze for you which month in that year generates the most sales. That's one of the example of data analysis using Gemini. And it can also help you to enhance your meeting. Gemini can help you to take notes. And then from the notes that you have generated, it can help you to come up with a meeting minute. And then in the meeting minute, it already generate for you the action item for each of the person who are present during that meeting. And in the future, moving forward, Gemini will also be able to help you with your security and compliance, where Gemini can help you to classify your data. For example, maybe you save your payslip or your bank data in your Google Drive, then it can classify this as confidential. So those are the key features of Gemini. We have one, two, three, four, five key features for Gemini. Now let us move on to how Gemini is going to benefit you. All right, first of all, Gemini as an AI, it is going to help you save most of your time. For example, you wanted to create a sentence, right? So you just prompt in and ask Gemini, it can help you to generate the sentence already. And it also can help you to find your documents or find your email in your Gmail. It can really save your time. You just key in what you have in mind. Maybe you don't remember what is the title for that document. So you can just ask Gemini what thing you remember from that document itself, then it can help you to find it. So it saves your time over there. And then second, it helps you to improve accuracy. So before this, you create a sentence. If you create your own sentence, right? Maybe you don't know whether you use the right phrase. You don't know whether the words that you are using is right or not. But by using Gemini, you can reduce errors. It can help you to come up with the perfect sentence for your report. Okay, next, third is that it can help you to enhance your creativity. You just prompt in your ideas. You don't have to, stress a lot. Just prompt in, and Gemini can help you, come up with the images that you imagine, or the sentences that you just can't create it yourself, but you only have the few keywords. Then Gemini can help you come up with that. It can also help you to collaborate easier with your team. So everyone in the team, if they have Gemini, I'm pretty sure each and every one of them will contribute to an idea, because Gemini is already helping them. So it's impossible not to have ideas in your team. And it can also provide insights for you. So it helps you to understand your data and to help you make better decision. So for example, you have a set of you have a table. As I mentioned earlier, there's an example where you have a table of um, how much sales is generated within a year. And then to you can ask Gemini which month in that year generates the most sales, and that month generates the most sales, and what item is actually being sold the most. So if you have everything in that table, you can just ask Gemini, and Gemini can just provide the insights for you. Okay, enough talking about the key features and the benefits of having Gemini in your Google Workspace. I will be sharing with you a few use cases of using Gemini in the Google Workspace for different departments that we have in our organization. So examples that I have here are from the sales department, marketing department, and also our customer service. Okay, so by having Gemini, right, sales are the people facing team. So for them to face their customer, they will need to come out with sales materials. And when they meet their customer, sometimes they meet their customer virtually, right? So in the virtual meeting, Gemini can help them to take notes. Some of the salespeople, they have back-to-back meetings. So by having Gemini in their meeting, it can help them to take down notes. And after that, it can help to come up with the meeting minutes. And in the meeting minutes, the salesperson knows how to tackle that customer, because there will be the conversations will all be there. And from there, the salesperson can also help to recommend which products for the customer. And from there itself also, everyone have the action item from the notes that Gemini have taken. And then second is for our marketing team. Our marketing team is the creative department. So usually this department, they will always have campaigns. So using Gemini, they can ask Gemini to come out with the title for that campaign, or come out with project trackers, and also create images for their campaigns. And last example of the use cases that we have is our customer service. Our customer service are facing a lot of customers, right? So Gemini can help them on how to respond to customer, and it also reduce the language boundary, because Gemini can also help to translate languages. All right, so those are a few use cases for organizations which have been using Gemini in their Google Workspace. Okay, so after this, we are going to move on to the live demo. All right, so now I am going to do the live demo of how to use Gemini in the different Google Workspace apps, such as the Google Docs, Gmail, Google Slides, Google Sheets, and also the Google Meet. Okay, so today's live demo will be based on a scenario. So today's scenario will be that you are a project coordinator. So you are going to launch a self-service juice bar. So to launch this project, you are going to use Gemini in your Google Workspace applications, which I have mentioned earlier. So we are going to start with the gemini.google.com. This is the chat interface for Gemini. So we already have what is the project about, which is the self-service juice bar. So I'm going to ask Gemini to help me come out with a title for this project. So I'm going to prompt in, help me create a title for the self-service juice bar, um, self-service juice bar project in a funny hope. Yeah, so here are the few suggested title that it has given to me. So now I roughly have the idea of what to name my project later on. So I've seen over here squeeze the day, juice yourself. So I think I'm gonna combine this as squeeze yourself. Okay. Yeah. So this is how I use Gemini to help me come up with the title of my project. Okay, then after that, I am going to move on to my Gmail. Okay, so this is my Gmail interface right now. So you will be able to see the side panel for Gemini over this on the top right. One here is Ask Gemini, or you click on Compose and you will be able to see it down here as Help Me Write. So for this project, I'm going to send out an email to all the departments involved. All right, so I'm gonna ask them to drop an email to the sales, marketing, and distribution department on this on a new project with on a new project which is the self-service juice bar titled Squeeze Yourself, sorry, yourself, which will be launched on the 30th of September 2024, outlining each department's task. Okay, so now Gemini is helping me to generate a draft of the email. So as you can see here, this is the email that Gemini has helped me to create. And I feel like I don't really like this draft, so I'm gonna ask it to recreate. It's gonna take a few seconds, and I feel like this is okay, but I want it to elaborate more. So there's a button for you to elaborate more, or if you feel like this is too long for an announcement, you want this to be a very simple announcement, so just ask Gemini to shorten it. All right, so if you're satisfied with it, then you can just insert and then send it to the related department. Okay, so this is how Gemini help you to draft email. Other than that, Gemini can also help you to summarize your email. Let's say you went for a very long holiday. So when you come back, that email has a very long thread. So you're gonna ask Gemini, I don't even need to ask Gemini. It already summarized this email for me. This specific email, which is the endpoint management for the pay firm. So it says over here that Brenda is scheduling a meeting, and the meeting will be held on 22nd August 2024. So this is how Gemini works in Gmail. So after this, we are going to move on to Google Docs. All right. So for the project before this, you need to come out with the report, right? So the same thing, once you open your Google Docs, you will be able to see it on the top right here, or here, help me write. So I'm going to ask Gemini to help me write a report on the pre-launching phase, during the launching, and also post launching phase for the project, self-service use bar, titled Squeeze Yourself, which is launched on the 30th September 2024, outlining each department's sales, marketing, and distribution tasks. All right. So by using my prompt, Gemini is working on generating the report. Okay, so I feel like this is too short. Okay, so I'm gonna ask Gemini to elaborate more on each of the tasks. Okay, so just now I already mentioned the date of the launching, right? So here it mentions the deadline, the timeline for each of the phases. So for pre-launching, it's from the 1st August until 29th September. Then this is the launching phase, which is on the 30th of September. And the post-launching is October onwards. Yeah, so I feel like this is okay. This template is good enough for me to come out with my more detailed report. Yeah, when you come up with your more detailed report, right? Okay, you can just highlight from here and ask it to elaborate more. Yeah, so that is how Gemini helps you in Google Docs. Now I am going to show you how we're going to use Gemini in Google Slides. So I'm going to open an empty Google Slides right now. So similar to the other apps before this, you will be able to see the side panel for Gemini on the top right. And if you want to create image using Gemini, you will be able to see this button over here, help me create an image. Okay, so before this, we already have the project name, which is the self-service juice bar. And the title for it is Squeeze Yourself. Okay, so now I already have the title. I am just going to create an image. So I'm going to click on this and I'm just going to put everything in my mind. Okay, fruits, juices, bottles, cups, blenders in a futuristic supermarket. Okay, Then here you will have a few style. If you want a photography style, a sketch, or cyberpunk, you can choose any of the style that you want. Or for me, I don't mind. So I'm just going to ask it to create for me any style that they can give me. All right. Ta-da. So here you go. They have images for me over here. I feel like I like this. Then I'm going to just insert this image here. Enlarge it. So here you go. This is for my first slide. Okay, you don't have to go and find pictures or take your own pictures. You can just prompt it in Ask Gemini to come out with a picture for you. All right. So I feel like I like this. So next, I'm gonna ask Gemini to help me create slides from the report that I have come out before this. So I'm gonna ask Gemini over here. Ask it to create a slide from and so I've saved the report before this as self-service juice bar project report. So I'm gonna click on this. Then I'm gonna ask it to create a slide from that based on the pre-launch phase. So I'm just gonna click on enter. It's gonna take some time because it's analyzing the report before this. You can do other things such as, go drink or go to the toilet. Okay, so it's gonna take a few seconds and here you go. It helps you to generate the image and also the points. Okay, this is enough for a slide. Okay. And then I can, go on with the launching phase and also the post-launching phase and so on. From whatever I have in the report, I can just go on to create my slide. So that is how you are going to use Gemini to create slides for you. Okay, now we are going to use Google Sheet to come out with the project tracker for us. So I'm going to click on Google Sheets here. And I'm going to come out with I'm going to create something on an empty sheet over here. So the same thing, you will be able to see it on the top right here, Ask Gemini, or there's another button here to help you organize. Help me organize button over here. Okay, so now I'm going to click on this, help me create a table. I am going to ask Gemini to give me an idea on how I am going to come out with a table of project tracking. So I'm going to prompt in, create a project tracking table based for different departments. So I'm gonna say sales department, marketing, and distribution. And create a project tracking table for different departments with the due dates and notes for the launching of the self-service juice bar, of the self-service juice bar with the title Squeeze Yourself, with the title Squeeze Yourself, which will be launched on 30th September 2024. So I'm going to enter that prompt. So it's going to take some time to generate the table for us. So from that table later on, If there is anything that you want to add, or if there is anything that you feel like it's not relevant for this project tracking, you can just remove it. So I feel like, okay, there's the task name here, the department involved, due dates, okay, the status, the priority, who is the assignee, and notes. Okay, so I feel like this is enough for a project tracking, right? So here you go. You will have this drop down button, whether it's in progress, whether it is not started yet, or if it's completed. Okay, so this is the project tracking table that Gemini have generated for me. And if and then there should be something that you need to edit, right? Like the assignee over here, because Gemini doesn't know who are the assignee. So you can just rename the assignee here. If it's you, if let's say it's me, I'm gonna assign this to I'm the assignee for this. Okay. So yeah, you can, after that, you can edit based on how you want your project tracking to be like. All right. So other than that, I'm pretty sure that sometimes when you work in the team, sometimes your team might work from home, some of them maybe went for a holiday, and then some of you will be in the office, so you will be doing an online meeting. All right, so from the online, I'm going to start an instant meeting over here to show you how Gemini can help in the meeting. Okay, I'm going to start an instant meeting over here. All right, so you're going to see on the top right over here, take notes with Gemini. Okay, so Gemini can help you to take note during this meeting. So I'm just going to ask Gemini to start taking notes, right? So it's taking notes and also transcribing this meeting for now. Other than that, it can also help you to generate your own background. Okay, so I'm going to click on apply visual effects. So this is the generative backgrounds. These are the images that have been generated before this. So I'm going to generate an image which is related to our project before this. So our project was the self-service juice bar, right? So I'm going to say this, the same thing that I prompted before this: fruits, juices, and blenders in a futuristic supermarket. So I don't want any style. I'm just fine with anything. So I'm just gonna ask it to generate the image for me. It's gonna take about 20 seconds to generate the image for you. So here are the few images that they have generated for me. So I like this one. So this is going to be the background for this meeting because it's related to our project. So I'm going to put this as my background. Yeah, so this is how Gemini is going to help in your meeting, not only to generate your background, but also to help you take notes and transcribe your meeting. Okay, so I'm just going to end this meeting so that I can show you the example of how Gemini have helped me to take down notes before this. So I'm going to open my Google Drive. And there's a meeting that I have transcribed before this, which is this. Okay. So this is the transcription of the meeting with my customer, from one of my customer. So I'm going to select this. This is a long meeting. All right. So I'm just going to select this. It ends here. So I'm going to ask Gemini to come out with a meeting minute for me. So I'm going to click on this. help me, right? Help me write a meeting minute from this transcript. So now it's generating the meeting minute for me. It's gonna take a few seconds, and here you go. So it's gonna insert this first so that we can read through it. So the date of the meeting. So here's the date of the meeting, the time, who attended this meeting, and what have been discussed over here, and what are the next step for each of the people in the meeting. So I have been using this Gemini to help me take notes, and the meeting minute that it generated for me is quite not quite. It is very accurate. Yeah. So from here it says Brenda, have presented um a proposal for migrating Mobi's money email to Google Workspace. Yeah. And then after that, the next step is that I will discuss the matter with their manager, and then we'll come out with the offer and help them make a decision on which Google Workspace plan that they want to go for. Yeah. So it is accurate. You can use Gemini to take down your notes, because I know some of you, sometimes you can't really focus during your meeting, and sometimes you need to do something else. So you can ask Gemini to take down notes for you. And when the meeting ended, you can just ask Gemini, to show you the notes, the transcription, and ask it to come up with the meeting minute to summarize the meeting for you. All right, so that is the demo for Gemini in your Google Workspace. All right, so after the demo, I'm pretty sure some of you will be curious on how Gemini handles your data. So just like your Google Workspace, okay, Gemini, you will have the enterprise grade data protection. So your prompts is yours and it is your control. It will not be used to train the AI models, or it will not be exposed to the public. Okay, so what is the difference of the Gemini for Google Workspace and the free version that you are using? So the free version that you was using, yes, they are used to train the AI models, but the one that you are paying for, which is the Gemini for Google Workspace, your prompts is yours and it will not be used to train the AI models, or it is not reviewed by humans. Okay, so you don't have to worry about your data because it is protected. All right, so moving on, we will be going through the SKUs, the plans, the Gemini plans, which is offered by Google. So there are two Gemini plans in Google Workspace. You will have one, the Gemini Business, and another one is the Gemini Enterprise. So for Gemini business, if you are using Google Workspace Business Starter, you can start by using the Gemini Business. And if you are on the Google Workspace Business Standard plans and above, you will be able to use the Gemini Enterprise. Okay, for Gemini Business, okay, is what you can see from here is that it is limited to 1,000 commands per month. What does it mean is that in a month, you can only give Gemini 1,000 prompts. So let's say, for example, you prompt in who is the best footballer in the world. So that's already one prompt. And then a second prompt is that how old is this footballer? So that's already two prompts. So if you are using Gemini Business, if you are trying to save your prompts, you can be specific with your prompts in one prompt. Who is this footballer? What is the age? You can just put it in one prompt. Okay. For Gemini Enterprise, you can have unlimited commands. You can just give as much command as you want. And during your online meeting, it can help you to translate captions into more than 15 languages. Yeah. So these are the difference of Gemini Business and Gemini Enterprise. So moving on, we will be having we will be going through a few of the frequently asked questions regarding Gemini. All right. So one of it is, which Google Workspace applications will Gemini be integrated into? So as we have shown you through the live demo just now, it is integrated into your Gmail, your Google Meet, Slides, Docs, and Sheets. All right. You will be able to use this in these applications. Next is, how does Gemini protect your data? So as we have discussed before this in our previous slides, so Gemini, um, it does not use your prompts or the answer that it has generated for you to train its model. So you don't have to worry, your data is safe. Okay, so this will be related to the next frequently asked question, which is, how Google improve models or data from my Gemini activity. So if you are using Gemini, the paid version, you will get the enterprise grade data protection. Just like your Google Workspace, you will have this DLP, which is the data loss prevention. All right. So it is any submission of your prompts or their answers, it will not be used to train the AI models. And your prompts are not reviewed by humans. Okay. So how many languages does Gemini support? Okay, this is the most crucial question that we usually receive. So Gemini, your prompts, you can only submit your prompts in English. Okay. However, you can ask Gemini to translate it for you. Let's say you have a sentence. Okay, I can use this right now. Gemini's most powerful model for organizations is available and optimized only in English. Help me translate this to maybe Japanese. Yeah. So Gemini will help you to translate this to Japanese. Okay. And how do the usage for Gemini limits work? So before this, I have shown you there are two plans for Gemini for Google Workspace. There are the Gemini Business and also Gemini Enterprise, right? So for Gemini Business, you are limited to 1,000 prompts per month. So one prompt submitted, one question that you submit is one prompt. Let's say just now I have mentioned, who is the best footballer in the world. So that's already one prompt. So if you want to save your prompt, you need to be very specific in one sentence. Yeah, in one sentence, in one prompt. All right. So if you're interested to explore Gemini yourself, there is a 14 days trial for Gemini. You can reach out to either me or Jojo, okay, who you are familiar with. You can just send us an email, okay, so that we can activate the trial for you. And once you have finished the 14 days trial and you feel like it is very helpful for you, you can reach out to us again, and you can the subscription discount offers can be up to 20%, but this is up to how many licenses that you would like to subscribe. The more license that you subscribe to, the more discount you will get. Yeah. So if you are interested to go for the trial, you can just reach out to one of us. And if you, after the trial, you want to subscribe to it, also again, reach out to either one of us. Yeah. So now we are moving on to the quiz. All right. So here comes the exciting part of the webinar. It's quiz time. Okay. You can now scan this QR code, submit your answer, and stand a chance to win the Grab voucher worth 100 ringgit for the top three winners. So each of you winners will get a RM 100 ringgit Grab voucher. You can use this for, Grab food or Grab car. Okay, I will be holding on to this slide over here for around 1 to 2 minutes for you to scan the QR code and submit your answers. For the winners, we will be reaching out to you so that you can redeem your 100 ringgit voucher. All right. All right. I hope everyone is able to scan the QR code and answer the question and submit your answers. So there's another QR code that we want you to scan. We would like to hear from you. We would like to hear your feedback regarding this webinar today. And once you have submitted your feedback, you will be able to redeem your RM 10 ringgit Grab voucher. All right, so I'm going to be here for another 1 more minute for you to scan and submit your feedback. All right, so that's it for our webinar today. Thank you so much for participating in today's webinar. All right, so if you have any questions, I will be here for another 5 more minutes. And if you have any further question, if you're catching up on something else and you don't have the time to ask us now, you can contact our marketing team, or if you know me or Jojo, you can drop us an email. All right. And feel free to visit our Facebook, our LinkedIn, and also our website if you would like to get more information. Thank you so much for joining this webinar today. I hope that we will be able to meet you again in another webinar. All right. Thank you. I will be here for another 5 more minutes. Feel free to ask any questions.